Today I am very happy because I've finally gotten the chance to try out the Nintendo Switch. As a lifelong fan of Nintendo, just getting the chance to play their new system a few weeks earlier is really exciting. Throughout the world, Nintendo have been hosting these events where people can come along and try out the new games and all the new different ways that you can play with the Switch. And seeing as there was one in Manchester, I jumped at the chance considering that that's only an hour away for me on the train. Do not talk to me about that bloody train. Anyways, the session itself lasted 2 hours and there was almost enough time to try out everything. The only thing I didn't get a chance to play was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but seeing as that's just the port of the Wii U version, I wasn't too fussed. The games they had available to play were Zelda Breath of the Wild, obviously, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, 1-2-Switch, and Snipperclips. The room itself was basically split in half. On one side, you had the games that, everyone wants to play, so you had your Zelda, your Splatoon, your Mario Kart. And the other side, they were the more unknown games. We decided to start off with these non-tried and tested games, the first of which was Snipperclips. Now, if you haven't heard of this game before, it's basically a cooperative puzzle game where you cut the characters into different shapes to solve the puzzles in the level. The art style is incredibly charming, and just the concept itself is really cool, resulting in some really fun gameplay. We played Snipperclips in what they call tabletop mode, where you have the tablet on a kickstand and each person has a Joy-Con controller just held sideways like that. The Joy-Cons were one of my main concerns going into this because they just look so tiny, but when you've got one in your hands, it just feels right and not awkward at all. Definitely a viable option for some quick multiplayer while you're out and about. The only thing I will say though is we only had about 10 minutes or so with the game, so I can't say for sure just how comfortable they'll be when playing for longer periods of time. Snipperclips was a game I wasn't too sure about coming into the event, but after playing it, I'm definitely picking it up when it comes out on the eShop. Next up was ARMS, a third-person fighting game. Since this game was revealed, I think it's gotten a lot of undeserved flack. I've seen it being called a glorified Wii boxing for the price of a full game. Now, while it is a fighting game with a focus on motion controls, there is a bit more to it than that. It's not a waggle fest. You can't just win by shaking the controller about. You need to have some skill. Which I didn't have. Holly absolutely thrashed me. She thrashed me, not just at ARMS, but everything in the event. She completely obliterated me. I might be wrong, but I think ARMS is able to be played with traditional controls, but after playing it, I don't see why you'd want to play that way. The motion controls are really fun to use, and I worked up quite a sweat playing it. I look forward to playing ARMS again, and hopefully there'll be a demo or something released just so more people will get a chance to see, what it is actually really about. With Zelda being a big draw for this event, they gave everyone a specified time slot for when you could play Zelda, just to save, everyone queuing up for Zelda right away and not playing any of the other games. Sadly though, we were only given 10 minutes with the game, which just isn't enough for something like Breath of the Wild, especially when the beginning of that game has been all over the internet for ages now. Although brief, our time with Breath of the Wild just shows how open this game is from the get-go. As soon as Link awakens from his sleep and steps outside, you're free to do whatever you want. And we did. Looking over at all the other people who were playing, everyone was doing something completely different. Some people were exploring, some people were getting right into the story, other people were just getting right into the action. Everyone who plays this game will have a completely unique experience, suited to exactly how they want to play it. Breath of the Wild has so much potential, and I can't wait to start my own adventure on March 3rd. We played Zelda using the Pro Controller, which is really nice to use. I liked that we used Pro Controller quite a lot, but this one just feels so much better. And seeing as they're asking 60 odd quid for it, it best bleeding had to. It's comfortable, it feels solid, it looks the part, it's just an all-round great controller. Shame it's not bundled in with the Switch though. Shame. After playing Breath of the Wild for a bit, the Nintendo reps then suggested, undocking the Switch and playing it in the tablet mode. Now this was great. Switching from the telly to the tablet was just absolutely seamless and super quick. You just take out the Switch, press a button, and bam, you're back in the game. As someone who plays a lot of Pokemon, I'm a big fan of handheld gaming, and I can see myself using this tablet mode maybe even more than using it on the telly. So, after our very brief time with Zelda, ooh, how I wish it was longer, we headed over to try 1-2-Switch. 1-2-Switch is basically a mini-games collection showing off all the different capabilities of the Joy-Con controllers. They only had 3 of the games available to play, but I believe there's going to be 28 in the final release. The first one we tried was Milk, where I kid you not, you milk a cow. It sounds silly, it looks silly, it's pretty silly, but bloody hell, is it a laugh to play. You basically just hold the Joy-Con like this and milk it. Just trust me on this one, honestly, it's something you're gonna have to try for yourself. Next up we had Quick Draw, which was a good old cowboy shootout only with the Joy-Con controllers instead of pistols. The Nintendo rep actually offered to record a video of us playing this one, so I'll just let you check that out.
We'll have another go. 4 spaces, I believe. 4 spaces. 1. Wow, that was quick.
The final one we tried was Ball Counting, which really highlights the HD Rumble feature of the Joy-Con. You had to move around the Joy-Con and try and guess how many of these little balls are inside, but you know, obviously there are no balls inside the Joy-Con, it's all made with the HD Rumble. This HD Rumble actually makes it feel like there are little ball bearings rolling about inside the controller, it's mental. All in all, 1-2-Switch looks to be a great game for when you've got a lot of people around, just like Nintendo Land was on the Wii U. Nintendo Land got a lot of play out of us when I was in uni, and I'm sure 1-2-Switch would have been the same. Unfortunately, by this time, the event was almost at an end, so we had to make a decision. Do we play Splatoon 2 or Mario Kart? With almost no hesitation, we picked Splatoon. But by the time we got to play, we only had about 5 minutes with the game, if even that. It was set up as a 4v4 match, LAN party style, but as I said, we didn't have much time with it, so there's not more I can say, but it's Splatoon. With the very limited time we had, we didn't really get to do anything new with it. It was just like, have a quick game and then bam, leave. Now we played Splatoon using the Joy-Cons and the Joy-Con grip, which was a lot lighter than I expected. Even though it's pretty much just a piece of plastic and the Joy-Cons themselves are pretty light, I thought it'd have just a little bit more heft to it. All in all, I thought the event was great. The Nintendo reps were excellent. You know, the atmosphere was just nice and positive. It was just overall a good event. I just wish we would have had a little bit more time just so we could have at least gotten to play everything. It has definitely made me more excited for the Switch, and getting the Joy-Con controllers into my own hands, it's eased some of the concerns I had going in. One thing the event has caused though is I'm now really tempted to change my order to the ones with the neon red and blue Joy-Cons because they just look so good. Now just before I finish up, I'm going to do a little question and answer thing. I put a thing out online saying, you know, if you've got any questions, let me know and I'll try my best to answer them, so here we go. Mike Riley asks, what did you have for your tea? Well, we went to a place called Peachy Keen's in the Print Works. It's basically an all-you-can-eat type thing. It was all right. Thanks for asking. Thomas Smith asks, can you charge the Switch on the go? Yeah, it's USB, so yeah, just any like battery pack or something that you've got for your phones or tablets, whatever, that works just fine. Aaron Schofield asks, is it comfortable and how heavy is it in comparison to a 3DS XL or Wii U? Yeah, I've said earlier on, all the different control options, they are pretty comfortable, but one thing I will say is it was all obviously locked down and everything, so no one could get off and nick the Switch. So the one I was playing, it did feel a lot more heavier than the final thing will be, but even still, it was very, very comfortable, very good to use. It has got a bit more weight to it than a 3DS or a Wii U tablet, but yeah, overall it's really solid and really well made, so it's going to be a great way to play your games. Chris Cargan asks, a lot of people have concerns over the overall size of the controllers, mainly with them being too small to fit comfortably in people's hands. What did you make of it? Yeah, I answered this sort of earlier on. They are small, the Joy-Cons, but they feel right. They feel nice and comfortable to hold, but as I said, I was only using them for about 10 minutes, so I don't know how they will feel over long periods of time, but hopefully, you know, it's Nintendo. Nintendo have traditionally made good, comfortable controllers, so we should be good. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to me babble on about this Switch event. I tried to do it all like vlogging style or something while I was there at the event, but it just didn't work out. Vlogging's not for me. I just feel too awkward doing it. If you enjoyed this video, just give us a little like, that'll be so much appreciated. And if you're feeling really, really kind, you could click that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers just so I can get the nice custom URL, just so it's not youtube.com/. Anyway, thanks again, and until next time, ta-da!